Guys, it's Artorias here again with another quick update for September 2024. Um, so actually, for those of you who remember the most emotional parcel contest, I did have like a bit over 1,000 in accrued income already, and in an effort to try and get out of debt, I thought about it for a while. Because I was debating on whether or not I should just keep it there to for for example GDC, because I'm gonna try to go every year. And so like if I went again, so for like next year, I could use that money that's accrued to get more free parcels. But then I thought, well, I mean, I still have debt, so at the time I still owed almost 10K. I owed a little over 8K in a credit card, and I still have a few more thousands. So I basically owed about 15K total. And so I thought about it. Uh, that was for my like line of credit. With my line of credit plus my credit card, it was about 14K. And I decided to just take out the 1,000. So that's why I have a little over 300 now. A little bit more has accrued since then. And so I cashed it out. I actually misunderstood. I think it was on Discord when they announced this. For those of you who haven't tried it and maybe misunderstood, when they were saying that from now on you can like cash out any amount and it'll go through Tremendous. The part I misunderstood was I thought it meant that all of our cash outs were going to be instantaneous, like within a few minutes or hours or whatever, because they'd go through Tremendous. But for those of you untried, if you still cash out um, more than a certain amount, some people have said like $15 is the limit. I think some have said 12. I'm just gonna go with 12. But anyway, I wanted to cash out like 1,000, and it didn't even let me actually. I don't remember what the problem was, but I actually had to do two separate cash outs for 500. Well, I guess I could have done a lot more cash outs to get it faster, but I decided to try it. And so I did two separate $500 cash outs, and well, because they were large amounts, I guess they still want their support team to verify, which makes sense. So I didn't actually get the money until like uh, the next day, and actually surprisingly, um, after my first $500 cash out was approved and I got it, I was able to. Well, I mean, I did another cash out like the day the first one was approved, and within a few hours, um, they actually approved the other one. And so really the delay now is pretty much waiting on their support team to verify that the cash out is legitimate and everything. But since it goes through Tremendous, I guess that did help speed things up anyway. But it's not like, oh, now that it goes through Tremendous, you request like 500, 800, or whatever, for those of you that might have that, if you guys ever accrue that much, and you'll have it. It's they still have to verify in case that, which again makes sense now, but I didn't realize it at the time, and I misunderstood their Discord announcement. So just thought I'd point that out there if you guys ever do hold on to like $500 or more on here, and yeah. Anyway, so because I'm trying to not buy very many parcels here in Utah, I can now buy 104 parcels, so sweet. Um, and so really, just because I like powers of two, I'm trying to get down to again 8192. But I also make it harder for myself because once in a while I find an area in Utah of all places. I'm like, I gotta have it. And so I've really been trying to stop myself from doing that. I think I've been doing better at that, but I mean, until auctions come, I don't know. It might take a while for me to get that because I mean, it's just really hard to put parcels up for sale. For one, it's like just like buying part or just like buying parcels that are unclaimed. You have to travel, which in my opinion, it's kind of dumb that you have to trap. Like it's especially dumb. I know that like I'm still personally pro spoofing to some extent. So I guess you're probably some of you might be like, well, you're pro spoofing, so it's not like okay, let's not go there. Anyway, um, setting that aside, like, uh, the thing is, excuse me. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it's really dumb that you have to travel to sell parcels, like to put them up for sale. Because I mean, I can understand the whole you should travel for to buy parcels, like because they want us to get out more and whatnot. Much like with Pokemon Go, they want to get people out there, right? To not be inside all day. But if you're gonna put a parcel up for sale, like it's just kind of impractical. I mean, like I was lucky enough that a few weeks ago I finally got to go with my dad again to get some lottery tickets up in Idaho. Finally, gosh, we were just driving. I just borrowed his phone for a bit and I put up for sale on his behalf. And we're finally able to. It's just like, you know, um, freeways and highways and stuff are like one of the worst places for games like this. Like the freaking mobile signal loves to just die out there. So it really made things rough for a while. It took a lot of tries, but finally I was able to put that last parcel up for sale and got it. And actually, there were quite a few spots um, where I was trying to get a whole area, and not only did I get that whole area, but it actually got me to 1,024 parcels in Idaho. So actually, let me show you guys this real quick. Let's see. Uh, so yeah, Idaho, I finally have 1,024 parcels. Uh, California will likely have to wait because again until GDC, which won't happen until like March of next year. So hopefully, well, actually, since I could get like 104 parcels, hey, I just realized if I'm doing my math right, um, if I could go to California right now, I could get 1,024 parcels. I'm literally Wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't even realize that till just now. I literally have enough ABs. Look, 104. 1,428. But I have enough ABs for 104 parcels, which is exactly the difference I need to get to 1,024 in California. That's pretty cool. Correlation right there. Anyway, so, and yeah, my current accrued income, as you guys can see there, is almost $305. Um, and last I checked, I'm still not at like $6 a day. Let's see. That's gonna take forever, probably. Yep, I'm at like almost $5.40 a day. I mean, it's gonna take forever because also with me trying to sell parcels here in Utah, for every parcel I sell, my income will of course drop a little, and it'll kind of stabilize itself because, like, for instance, all the parcels I bought a few weeks ago in Idaho, with some of the parcels I've sold here, I mean, it's not a terribly big deal, but like, I am aware that when I'm selling parcels, I lose a little bit of income, but it's fine. I can live with it. So yeah. Now, I'll bet some of you are wondering if I'll ever try to be president anytime soon. The answer is, unfortunately, sadly, no. Because, for those of you who've never been in a serious amount of debt, I mean, student debt itself sucked. And consumer debt also sucks in its own way. Um, I'm not sure which is worse. They both suck. Well, actually, student debt is worse probably just because that's basically not bankruptable. And with consumer debt, I mean, just because I guess a lot of people in like early 2000s stuff maybe declared bankruptcy when they maybe didn't need to, I guess. They've made declaring bankruptcy a lot harder, even for consumer debt. So there's no guarantee I would have been able to declare bankruptcy, even if I'd wanted to before. So yeah, I mean, I just got rid of that last. So that's one of the reasons why I cashed out the 1K is because I was able to get rid of my last credit card. So the only debt I have right now really is uh, my line of credit, which is currently at a little over 6K. So hanging in there, but I've almost got rid of it. And hopefully before the end of the year, I will be debt free. And finally, Atlas Earth can pretty much just be a passive income stream for me. Which of course means it's going to be a tool for me to keep expanding my streams of passive income. So was what I did stupid? Probably, in a sense. I mean, I'm not going to say that getting yourself into debt over a game like this is a good idea. And depending on how much money you may or may not have saved up, well, depending on how much money you have saved up, it may or may not be a great idea. Like, it may or may not be as bad of an idea. But I did it knowing that I would be okay. Like, I pretty much knew that I'd be all right. Um, but also I have a goal that I really want to achieve, and too many people are hurting this world, and they're counting on people like me to help them someday. And so that is something I am being very mindful of. I know that we could say everyone should learn to fend for themselves, and but here's the thing. I mean, in the U.S., like, I think um, if we don't count like politicians and all those guys, uh, in the early days of the country, just from what I remember learning in history, I'm pretty sure, and maybe even in like 1900s stuff, pretty sure people used to help each other out more often. Now these days, um, there are people who they see someone who's like homeless and they just like get a job, stop being lazy, stop asking for handouts. That might sound like great advice, but we don't know everyone's story. We don't know how some of these people got into those situations. And so it's like, it's not always fair to just say that, because it might sound like good advice, but depending on how they ended up like that, it may not be feasible for them to just go out there and get a job. Now, of course, that's not true for everybody, and there are some homeless people out there who could get a job and choose not to. But again, and so now one of the things I'd like to do, which I don't know if I've talked much about it before, is because like I've seen a lot of us have seen when Mr. Beast, he'll go out of his way, he'll go like grab a briefcase full of like $10,000 or something, and he just gives it to someone. It'd be nice if that was the solution, and once I have enough, I could just do that for people. But I want to do it something a little bit more impactful. And so, what I'd actually like to be able to do someday is to be able to perhaps visit some of these like um, homeless shelters and stuff, and like instead of just giving people who are struggling money, I'd rather give some of those organizations, some money or whatever, so that because they already have, connections and a process to help these people. And so if I donate money to those places, it's like maybe they can improve the quality of their services. And so I give money to one group of people and they help a bunch of other people instead of, because it's like if I give money to one homeless person, I change one homeless person. Whereas if I give money to a homeless shelter, I could change more homeless people's lives. That sort of thing. But also just, the other reason why is because who knows, perhaps they can have more, social services so that some of these homeless people who want to change their lives around can have the resources to do so. Because it's like, I'm sure again, it's not everyone. Some people would rather just be homeless um, than fight to improve their lives. And unfortunately, that's just the way of our world. And I mean, it's like, um, it's sort of like that one saying: you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? Like, unfortunately, people can only really better themselves ultimately if they are willing to do something about their situation. So the thing is, if I just give people $10,000, sure, they might be happy, they can thank me or whatever. But if And I'm not saying I'm not going to do that ever. If I like ever get to a point where like Mr. Beast, I can do that. Um, I'm gonna do that sometimes. I'm not saying I'm never gonna do that, but well, I mean, as in again, if I'm able to, right? But it's like I want to make a bigger impact, you know. So I want to do this in a sort of strategic, smart way, so that so hopefully I'm able to figure out ways to um, ways to give back to more people. So so yeah. And hopefully now that I'm almost out of debt, um, sometime next year I can really start to um, you know set some goals and actually do some actionable things so I can actually start doing that. You know, and like so yeah. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed and watches my content. Like seriously, you guys are awesome, and and I know that if I succeed one day, it's not it's not gonna just be because of me. Because like every one of you who watches me, follows me, and comments and just know that you guys are part of a movement. So if someday I can actually start making videos where I'm helping people, even if you don't directly like donate to me or anything, any money, like your subs and your views and all of that, it's it's sort of like with Atlas Earth. Like I know that like whales like me have heavily supported the company and the game. But seriously, I know you guys probably don't get this enough. Every one of you free players who watches ads, like you're also supporting the company. Don't forget that. Because even if you're not giving them your hard-earned money, you're giving them some of your time by watching ads. And annoying ads at that sometimes. Because yeah, they really are getting long as heck. Um, I don't know. Yeah, maybe they could get a different ad providers, but only they know why. Because who knows? Depending on certain things, like maybe their ad provider they have now, like, um, you know, maybe they get more money from their current ad provider or ad providers than they would from others. So that's. But I'm not affiliated with Atlas Reality. Only they know why they can't or choose to not do anything about longer ads. But regardless, remember you guys also help the game. So so yeah. Again, like seriously, thank you guys for your support. I look forward um to being able to make a difference in this world one of these days. And remember, if it happens, it's not um I will it will be wrong of me to say I will have been self-made. Because yes, I decided to there were individual decisions, of course, I decided to put myself to debt, just like how I decided to spoof when it wasn't even wrong, technically, when we think about just the terms. But anyway, I decided to do that. I decided to delete my account. I decided to try to work toward philanthropy like Mr. Beast. But um, but because of your guys' support, that will be a very big factor in whether or not this happens someday. So, thank you all, and together we're going to change people's lives. We're gonna do some good out there. Thank y'all for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.